And I'll tell you something else about paycheck. I want to ask you, and later on I'm going to ask you, I want you to talk about what it means to live paycheck to paycheck. But here's something else that we don't talk about very much in America. As a nation, despite the huge amount of money we spend on health care, we live on average about 4 years shorter lives than people in other wealthy countries. Got it? That's bad. You know what's even worse? In America today, if you are working class, on average, you will live 7 years shorter life than the 1%. All right, somebody help me out on this one. Why is that? Why do working class people live shorter lives than people who have a lot of money? All right, somebody raise their hand here. Yes, sir. Overwork, underpaid. And what does that contribute to? All right. The key word here is stress. Yes, ma'am, do you want to jump in? Food desert, not having access to decent food. What else you got? Yes, ma'am. Poor access to health care. Well, you guys hit the nail right on the head. All right. Inadequate wages. No vacations. People are overworked. Not able to retire. All right, you add all of that stuff up, and what doctors will tell you, nobody debates this, is that when people every day are worried about how they survive, what the stress does is really have a negative impact on their bodies, on their cardiovascular system, and on their minds, mental stress. That is the simple reality. And you add all of that stuff up, that is why working class people die 7 years earlier than the wealthy. Well, that's another issue we'll get to in a minute. And people in this country today are very angry. They're angry for a lot of reasons, and sometimes they get angry at the wrong people for the wrong reasons. I want to get into that in a moment with your help. But what I want to say right now, when you talk about why people are angry, what is not widely known, and I want you to hear this one carefully, is all of you can imagine, over the last 50 years, there has been an explosion in technology and an increase in worker productivity, right? It means that every worker here is producing a lot more than somebody in that position did 50 years ago. And yet, despite that huge increase in worker productivity, the truth of the matter is that inflation accounted for wages, weekly wages, are lower today than they were 52 years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got this huge increase in productivity. Where is all of that increased wealth going? And the answer is that over the last 50 years, there has been a $75 trillion transfer of wealth from the bottom 90% to the top 1%. And in the midst of all of that, stagnant wages, people not being able to keep up with inflation, cost of childcare exploding, groceries exploding, that in the midst of all of that, right now, literally today, I'll be back in Washington on Monday. We'll be dealing with this. Trump has brought forward with the Republican leadership a reconciliation bill, or what he calls his big, beautiful bill.